It's called bedhead, right? You wake up, you get in front of your mirror, you start to meditate, you start to focus on your goals, you start to realize how blessed you truly are. You start to focus on your vision, on your goals. You realize how blessed you truly are. I was just thinking about something. This is Santos Jr., aka Soldier of Self-Mastery, your philosopher for everyday victorious living. Actually, I'm a transformational coach at your service right out of Stocton, California. Some follower on YouTube said, man, this guy doesn't have a negative day. He said in the comments area, a follower that I consider, in fact, I'm going to mention his name. I'm going to give him a shout out here in my video. Daniel. Yes, I program myself. I have trained myself to be positive. Now, I trained myself and I continually train myself to live in a positive peak state of mind. That doesn't mean that I'm up here hour by hour. Sometimes my energy dips because of situations, right? Of people. Sometimes you walk into situations that are not healthy situations. Sometimes you're tired. We all go through these things. The key here, let me share a few things with you this wonderful Saturday morning that I feel so passionate about sharing. Yesterday I had an interview. I did an interview with a celebrity. I was really excited, a little bit, my nervous system was a little bit off. My nervous system was excited. Evan Carmichael. And I walked away with a lot of wisdom from what we were both sharing. And hopefully those of you that watch the video on my YouTube channel, that interview with Evan Carmichael, will get something out of it. Every day, every single day, you got to learn to train yourself. How do you train yourself when you've been so negative, when you've got all of these bad habits just hanging, just dripping off you like sweat? How? You got to identify a couple of things, and then you got to learn to run with those things. Number one, desire. You got to grab a hold of desire. The moment that begins to show up in your life, you got to learn to run with that, my friend. You see, I come from a very, very dark background. I come from a background of trauma. I come from a background of abuse. That's what I was trained into as a child. I saw a lot of violence. I heard a lot of violence. I witnessed a lot of violence from a very early age. Between the ages of 0 and probably about 4 to 5 years of age, your subconscious is fully open to all kinds of suggestions. Now, the fact that we have a sinful nature, we come into this world with a sinful nature, if you believe that or not, it really doesn't matter because it's the truth. It comes right out of the scriptures. By the way, I do promote and I do encourage reading the Bible. So I was trained very early on to have this kind of a mindset, to have this kind of speech, this kind of philosophy. And I made bad decisions. There was probably a few good decisions that I made along the way. I know I did. There were some good deeds that I did along the way, right? We're not completely broken in that sense where we can't do something good. But unfortunately, I was just trained in the martial arts of negativity, my friend. I was there, and I remember for many, many years living, just being in existence, really, just being in existence. I didn't know what life was. I didn't know what a dream was. I didn't know what the subconscious was. I didn't understand that I could actually retrain my thinking. I didn't understand that I could actually reprogram my subconscious. That was not part of the equation in my life. And I've shared similar messages like what I'm sharing with you today. Please pay attention to what I'm sharing with you here, because it's going to give you a breakthrough. So I was trained in all of these things, and therefore I lived out my life with all of these things, all of these philosophies, because you have philosophies in your life that you're living by every single day, whether you recognize them, whether you think about those, whether you want to accept the truth. The fact is that you're living by philosophy. You're living by core beliefs that were instituted, that you are trained into at a younger age. Now, most people, I'm going to say, a few people, why have I been able to recognize this in my life? All I know was that I knew that there was more potential in my life. I knew that there was something inside of me that needed to come out. I just did not know how to unlock it. I didn't give that thought. Let me give you some wisdom here, my friend. I didn't give those thoughts, those daydreams, enough time. You know, when you find yourself thinking about something positive, you could be anywhere. And all of a sudden, some good thoughts come into your head, like possibility thoughts, right? What if thoughts, some dreams, some ideas. They come to you, right? And what do? Most people, they just dismiss all of that. Now, here's the good thing, though. The more that we find ourselves daydreaming or thinking about those good things, the more it can become a reality. Whatever you think about in your mind, whatever it is that you are thinking about every day, every single day, it's going to come about in your life. It's going to come about. Now, you can bring that out quicker. That's why I talk a lot about these life hacks and these rituals that I share with you, because your learning curve can be cut in half just by listening to somebody that is sharing his life story from trauma to triumph, from rags to riches. And it doesn't matter whether it's my story, whether it's the videos on my playlists there on my YouTube channel. And I would encourage you, my friend, if you're coming to if this YouTube channel has found you, I'm going to encourage you to check out more videos and spend time watching these videos, because they will transform your life. Hashtag JDI, just do it. Hashtag JDI. Or hashtag SOSM209, Soldiers of Self-Mastery 209. So I wanted to create a short video, and here I am creating a little bit of a longer clip. I hope that you've gotten to this point by now. I hope that you've gotten to this portion of the video, because I'm talking about myself, right, in this video. In this video, I'm also talking about your life. I want to inspire you to inspire yourself. Catch that today. What do you mean, Santos? Just say yes. As I said a few seconds ago, JDI. Just do it. Make a decision and just start doing it. You see, when I didn't begin to really experience change in my life until some time after of doing all of these little rituals, but I knew that deep down inside, that by creating videos and by watching and by listening to successful people, by reading books like the Bible, reading books like Anthony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within, I didn't have no clue what I was reading when I was reading that big thick book, or listening to Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, or all of these other digital mentors that I talk about. I talk about Earl Nightingale. I talk about Dr. Maxwell Maltz. I talk about Les Brown. I talk about Zig Ziglar. And now I'm meeting friends on the internet. We just did an interview. I mentioned Evan Carmichael. Dave Daly, another shout out, Monster Motivator. Coach Travis Brady, another shout out to him. He's in the state of Utah. And there's many others that I check out. Michael Marcial on Facebook. There's many others that I check out. Now, do I need these people in my life today? No, I don't really need them in my life. I associate with them because they continue to energize me. You see, I've gotten to a place of perpetual momentum. I've gotten to a place where I've learned to inspire myself. I've gotten to a place in my life where I have broken that curse. I have broken those paradigms, those belief systems that were controlling my life. And this is what I'm talking to you about today. You can do the very same thing, and you can do it quickly too. Now, it is a work, it is a process, but it is possible. You have to desire it. You got to want to do it. And I'm going to tell you, once this begins to take hold of your subconscious, oh man, you are going to become a superman or a superwoman. Now, I'm a bit radical. I admit that. I'm a bit radical. Frankly, I make videos wherever I want to. I don't want to be like the mold out there. I don't want to be, sometimes you got to be dressed up in a suit to do a motivational speech. No, you know what? Whenever I feel inspired and I want to get in front of the camera, that's exactly when I'm going to do this, because I know those are seeds being planted in my mind and into the mind of the listeners there on the other side. By the way, thank you for hanging out with me today, this beautiful Saturday in 2018. I'm telling you, my friend, there are some awesome, phenomenal, remarkable things taking place in our lives today. We must recognize those things. I talk about a business opportunity. I talk about mind shift sessions. I talk about coaching. I talk about transformational living. I'm offering my services. The links will be below. You want to make a 5-figure, 6-figure monthly income? Maybe it's not going to happen this month, but what if that could happen within 2 to 3 months? Think about that, a 5 or 6-figure monthly income. That can go up or down a little bit, right? The point is that it's not a 2 to 5 year plan. I'm telling you, what I'm talking to you about, this blueprint for success that I'm sharing with you in the link below, free webinar, is not for the faint of heart. So if you're not willing to take risks, if you don't want to make that kind of money, don't even bother going down into that webinar. Don't even bother putting in your email, because it's not going to do you any good. Now, that's not to put anybody down, but it's the truth. I mean, I've had to radically transform the way that I think. I come from a very, very poor background, a poverty mindset. The thought of making $20,000 or $30,000 a month used to scare me. Today, it's no big deal, because it's a possibility. There's people making a lot more than that, right? If people can make $100,000 a month, why can't you and I make that kind of income? Why? The only thing that's holding us back would be, that's right, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. Now, I'm working on mine. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be honest. I have failed. I've lost money, but I've gained wisdom. Okay? It hasn't been a total loss. And I recently decided to invest, right? I'm cryptocurrency mining with my business partner. We're doing some trading. I have my own personal business. I'm CEO of S. Rolon and XTL Consulting, licensed right here in Stockton, California. And I'm also a royal ambassador for a company that I decided to get into a couple of weeks ago, that I'm still studying, I'm still reading, I'm still learning. But I can tell you there's money to be made. And it's not about the money, it's about the choices, it's about the freedom that you can have, right? Money is just a tool. It's what it gives you, what you can do with it, who you can help, what you can construct, the ideas that you can bring. In fact, when you have a little bit more money, people are probably willing to listen to you a little bit more too. I don't like that part of it, but it's the truth. So we must learn to live by faith, and we gotta recognize that whenever we sense something going on in our mindset, Take some time to visualize. Take some time to meditate. Why is this thought coming into my head? What is this all about? Maybe you've been living a reckless life for a very long time, and now you come across this video. This video has found you, and it's causing you to think about your life. Right? It's causing you to think about your life. Stop and think. Stop and recognize what's happening. This could be your point of transformation. This could be your point of blooming. You know, I'm a late bloomer. I'm going to be 52 years young pretty soon here. Still consider myself in pretty good shape, though. I don't want to show my 8-pack yet. Maybe one day I will. Anyhow, anyway, I want to thank you for taking time with me this wonderful Saturday, 2018, February, the month of February. I'm out here in California. I'm living the dream. I'm enjoying my life. I'm going to continue making videos. I'm going to continue talking my head off. I'm going to continue to inspire people until I reach 1 million people across the globe or more. Think about your life today. Think about where you're at. Think about where you want to be. Identify those key areas in your life that are troubling you.